Good evening, everyone. So I'll quickly touch through my topic. So what are low vision aids? Low vision aids are the device that aid people with low vision that allow them to use a residual vision for the better living. So low visions can be used in all the retinal conditions where the vision is very low. The main principle is either you have to enlarge the size of the object or bring the object close to the patient or changing the apparent size of the object or using a electronic device or a computer software to enlarge or improve the contrast of the object for the patient. So the main goal of LVA is to increase the functionality of the patient and provide link to the community resource and support services and educate the patient about the LVA. The strategies are it should be oriented towards their daily activity. You should use appropriate technology for the appropriate patient. It should be a cost effective one and utilize appropriate educational and vocational adaptation and focus on target group rather than individuals. The main steps is history followed by visual assessment and intervention for their retinal pathology and the devices. So in history, you have to assess their general information like a physical or mental health, where what is the profession, academic status, financial status, or what is the ocular disease, whether it is a stable or a progressive disease, what are the visual difficulties of the patient, and other systemic problem, and previous use of LVA. So in assessment of residual and functional vision, what residual vision is there? Distance and the near visual acuity. Functional vision is a field, contrast, glare, and color vision status. So for distance visual acuity, help us to predict the magnification level of optical devices required, and it also help us to monitor the disease pathology, and it also help us to know whether the patient is legally blind or whether the patient can drive or eligible for certain jobs. Near vision acuity has to be checked monocularly as well as binocularly at the patient suitable working distance. And these are the various chart to check the near vision acuity. And refraction, LVA is always used in conjunction with the refractive correction. For example, patient is having +2 diopter refractive error. Whatever add magnification level they are getting, you have to add to the refractive error. And you have to do thorough retinoscopic refraction because most of the patient will have a hazy media or a poor or an eccentric fixation, and keratometry help us to know the amount or the axis of the cylinder. And visual field is one of the important thing to know the size and the location of the scotoma. Either you can use Amsler grid or a confrontation method or a Humphrey. So this you can see in this image, patient can have a metamorphopsia or a ARMD at the central scotoma. All these patient along with LVA you have to go for an eccentric fixation. If patient is having a constriction of field, you can use field expander to expand the field along with LVA. And like a media opacity, you can improve the contrast of the patient. So we'll see some of the devices for near. So first thing is a magnifying spectacles. It's a convex lens. It produces an erect visual and a magnified image. The magnification is 1/4 of the power of the lens. This is mainly suitable for near and intermediate distance. And how will you calculate it? Kastenbaum rule. For example, the patient's BCVA is 6/60. You reciprocate. It will be 60/6. The +10 will be their required near vision add. You have to add this to their refractive error. The reading distance is 10 centimeter, that is 100 by the required near add. And the magnification power obtained, magnification power is 1/4 of the power of the lens, that is 2.5x. So the main advantage, hands are free, they don't have to hold the hold like a stand or a hand magnifier. Field of view is larger compared to telescope, greater reading speed, more portable and cosmetically acceptable. Disadvantage, they have to be very close to the book, and patient will have difficulty in eccentric fixation patient. Magnifiers, this can be a hand or a stand magnifier, but this required good accommodation. So we'll move on to the hand magnifier. The power ranges from +4 to 40 diopter. This also produces an erect visual magnified image. There can be various designs, aspheric, aplanatic, and biaspheric. Advantage, like the eye to lens distance can be varied. Patient can maintain normal reading distance. It works well with patients with eccentric viewing and easily available over the counter. Sometimes the magnifier are provided with the illuminating light source. The disadvantages are both hands are occupied. In one hand, they have to hold the reading material and other hand to hold the magnifier. So not useful for patients with tremor, arthritis and all, and especially elderly patient. And the field of vision is limited. stand magnifier, here this can be used mainly those who have arthritis. They can just place the magnifier over the reading material and just move like a, what is it? Paperweight. Then closed circuit television system, it has a camera, a monitor, camera, and a platform to keep the reading material. Whatever reading material they want to read, they can just keep it over the platform. So the image produced in the monitor will be an enlarged, brightened, and a brighter view. So Fresnel prism can be used if patient is having a temporary diplopia or the diagnosis is not confirmed. Those patients we can try Fresnel prism. Then low vision optical device for distance, that is a telescope. It is available from 2x to 10x magnification, mainly used for intermediate and distant tasks. The field of view decreases with the increase in the magnification power. These can be a handheld or a clip-on device or can be a bioptic device that is mounted on the pair of glasses. Non-optic devices, like first thing is you have to improve the illumination of the system because most of the patient will have low contrast. So you have to improve the illumination, whatever magnifier you are giving or even the whole room, everything it should be brightened. But patients with albinism or aniridia, you should avoid light. Then Notex. Notex is like a cardboard, rectangular cardboard with steps in the sides. So whatever currency they have, they can place it inside that. There will be steps. Like if it is a 500 note, it will be till the end. If it is a 100 note, it will be like one step above. Then 50 means two step above. So using this, they can identify whether what is the currency. Then relative size device, like enlarging everything, larger print play card, larger clock, larger watch or a keyboard, everything we have to enlarge them. There were various softwares available to improve their reading speed. Then reading stand, those who are having neck pain or difficulty in holding the magnifier, you can provide with a reading stand with the enlarged print. Then writing guide or a signature guide. It is like a rectangular card with the cuts in between, so they can feel and write inside it. Similarly, like for signing signature and all, they can feel and sign inside the box. Then glare reducing device like sunglass, cap, umbrella, Polaroid glass, no IR filter. This is a no IR filter where they can have a better contrast, or a CPF glasses that will reduces the glare. Then improving their color, like you can keep a contrast color, black and white, like that, based on their requirement. Then pinhole glasses, these are mainly useful for patients with a media opacity, like a corneal opacity or a keratoconus. It has multiple holes in it so that they will have a better reading. But these cannot be used in patient with a central macular disorder. Then mobility assisting device like a long cane, strong portable lights, or a GPS navigation device, or auditory signals, talking watch, talking clock, or a guide dog can be used. And there are some recent advances in LVA like retinal prosthesis, like a bionic eye, a brain port can also be used. And there are also some research is going on stem cells and platelet-rich plasma therapy. So for a bionic eye, you need a healthy optic nerve and a developed visual cortex. For example, if the child is born blind, you cannot go for a retinal like a bionic eye, because like a retinitis pigmentosa, where the visual cortex is already developed, you can go for a bionic eye. Thank you.